5 most haunted objects of all time. Number 5. The Myrtles Plantation Mirror. The plantation dates back to 1796, and it was built on a Native American burial ground. Additionally, it is rumored to be the location of at least 10 murders, and paranormal events are an almost daily occurrence. Perhaps the most haunted item on the premises is a mirror that was added to the home in 1980. Guests at the plantation have reported seeing figures lurking in the mirror, as well as child-sized handprints on the glass. Legend claims that the mirror contains the spirits of Sarah Woodruff and her children. The Woodruffs were poisoned to death, and though custom dictates that mirrors should be covered after death to prevent spirits from getting trapped, the mirror was not covered. So the belief is that the Woodruff souls are very much present and active within the mirror. Number 4. Haunted Wedding Dress. In 1849, a girl from a rich family named Anna Baker fell in love with a low-class iron worker. Anna's father, Ellis Baker, refused to let her marry her beloved, banishing the young man from their hometown and dooming his daughter to a life of spinsterhood. Anna was so angry with her father that she never fell in love or married and remained bitter and angry until her death in 1914. Before her father sent her true love away, Anna had chosen a beautiful wedding dress that she intended to wear at their wedding. When the wedding did not occur, another wealthy woman from a local family, Elizabeth Dysart, wore the dress instead, gloating the entire time. Years later, the wedding dress was given to a historical society, and eventually the Baker mansion was turned into a museum. The wedding dress was placed in a glass case in what was formerly Anna Baker's bedroom. After her death, visitors claimed to see the dress move on its own, especially during full moons. The dress sways from side to side as if an unseen bride is standing in front of her mirror, admiring herself in the gown. Number 3. Belcourt Castle Chair. Belcourt Castle was founded by Oliver Hazard Perry Belmont, a wealthy American socialite and politician, in 1894. There are many different documented hauntings within the lavish home, but perhaps the most famous haunted objects in the castle are 2 chairs that reportedly have spirits attached to them. Visitors who sit in the chairs say they immediately feel cold, queasy, and uncomfortable. Their hands feel like they're pricked by static electricity when held near the chairs, and many people have claimed that they felt like they're sitting on someone when they attempt to sit in the chairs. Several visitors have actually been ejected from the chairs by an unseen force. Number 2. The Woman from Lem Statue. Nicknamed the Goddess of Death, the Woman from Lem is a statue carved from pure limestone that was discovered in 1878 in Lem, Cyprus. The item dates back to 3500 BC and is believed to represent a goddess, similar to a fertility idol. The statue was first owned by Lord Elfont, and within 6 years of having the statue in his possession, all 7 of the Elfont family members had died from mysterious causes. Both of the next 2 owners, Ivor Manuzzi and Lord Thompson Noel, also died along with their entire families just a few short years after taking the statue into their homes. The 4th owner, Sir Alan Biverbrook, died as well, along with his wife and 2 of their daughters. 2 of Biverbrook's sons remained, and though they weren't big believers in the occult, they were scared enough by the sudden and strange deaths of 4 of their family members that they decided to donate the statue to the Royal Scottish Museum in Edinburgh, where it remains today. Shortly after the item was placed in the museum, the chief of the section where the statue dwelled suddenly died as well. Though no museum curator will admit that the statue may have supernatural properties, no one has handled the statue since that first museum worker who passed away, and the item is safely under glass and protected from human hands. Number 1. Busby's Stoop Chair. In 1702, a convicted murderer named Thomas Busby was about to be hanged for his crimes. His last 2 requests was to have his final meal served at his favorite pub in Thirsk, England. He finished his meal, stood up, and said, "May sudden death come to anyone who dares sit in my chair." During World War II, airmen from a nearby base frequented the pub, and locals noticed that the soldiers who sat in the chair would never return from war. In 1967, 2 Royal Air Force pilots sat in the chair, only to crash their truck into a tree just after they left. In 1970, a Mason tested his fate in the hot seat, only to die that same afternoon by falling into a hole at his job site. A year after that, a roofer who sat in it died after the roof he was working on collapsed. When the pub's cleaning lady tripped and fell into the chair, she died shortly afterwards from a brain tumor. This list goes on, and finally the pub owner moved the chair into the basement. Unfortunately, even in storage, the chair claimed another victim. After delivery man took a quick visit while unloading packages in the storeroom, he was killed in a car accident that same day. Eventually, the pub owner donated the chair to the local museum in 1972. The museum displays the chair by hanging it 5 feet in the air, so that no one can possibly sit in it by mistake again. Fortunately, no one has sat in the chair since.